Yo, 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 yo. What's up, guys? What's going on? It's Chunk, and we are doing 3D stuff today. I'm gonna try to knock out 2 projects that I have ahead of me. I'm gonna see, depending on how much time we have, we're gonna go ahead and do some 3D scanning on this, or 3D model it. I'm not sure. There's also some different things that I want to look into as far as like the 3D printing itself, because I know that with what is it called? With Blender, which is a 3D animation software and 3D modeling software, you can add texture to your 3D prints. And I've seen some videos where they roughly explained, about it. So I'm going to be probably looking into that too. I don't know if you can see from the object, but there is a light. I'll think of it like a leather texture on this end. Granted, most likely they're going to paint it, but if it already has that texture, when you 3D print it, and if it already kind of like is printed neatly, you should be able to see that come through relatively well. So that is what we're going to be doing. Let me make sure I have my chats up, and we'll go ahead and go from there. Give me just 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. I'm also live on multiple platforms. I am live streaming on Kick. I am live streaming on Twitch. I'm live streaming on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We are multi-streaming. We out and about. So let me know what platform you're viewing me on and what platform you would prefer to have more content on. And like I said, in the meantime, we're gonna be rocking and rolling. I'm just going over here to all my pages, making sure I can see everything, making sure all my chats are up. Okay, so I need the TikTok one. It's loading up. I am. Where is my? Need to get my Kick chat up. Gonna get all kinds of chatted up. This is one of the things we're gonna be doing. This is part of an ice cream truck. We're gonna be doing that. I actually have a control panel for a forklift we're gonna be working on as well, and then of course some other little things here. I have everything in piece. The forklift thing, like, these are shards from it. Like, I was just trying to pull some screws off and it was just breaking in my fingertips. So that's why, of course, they need it made here. Working on 3 projects. So of course we're going to be in Fusion 360. I'm decent at Fusion 360. I don't want to say I'm a pro technically, even though I use it professionally as a career. This is still something that I'm learning as I go. There are some tools and some different things that you can go ahead and utilize within Fusion 360 to make things easier. There's some things that I don't know how to use, and we kind of work around it by, making stuff and things. So let me make sure I got my chat, pop out chat, and close that. Actually, don't need that tab up because it's slowing down my internet. I don't need that. Well, yeah, because note that closing this page may disrupt your live. Well, guess what? I don't care. All right, so I got my Insta. I got my TikTok. I got my Kick. What else? Where are my tabs at? And then I also need my Twitch and YouTube. It's all loading. It's warming up. It's getting there. There's nothing that needs to be said. We can't pretend. Move this over here. What is going on, NAMG? What's happening? All right, I got all my chats up. I think we're good. We're gonna go ahead and start. So, Niam over there on Insta. Hopefully, it's not. But on his project, I 3D scanned it roughly like 3 times. I need to 3D scan it again. Some of the dimensions aren't coming out right on the back end frizzles of his furry mask, so I will be working on that. Happy late Halloween. How are you? I'm good, man. Hopefully my stream's not too laggy. I can kind of see like on my screen that it looks like it keeps freezing, but I'm not sure how you can view it on your end. I hope all is well. I hope you got lots of candy. That's because that's stuck there. All right. So we're going to work on some 3D modeling, and we're going to do the easier thing first, which is just round bracket. Got our handy dandy calipers. This is one of the better tools that I've come across when it comes to making stuff 3D printed wise. The forklift one, I need to be very careful with it because it is fragile. It is breaking in multiple pieces. And yeah, we'll go from there. Yeah, I didn't go trick-or-treating. What up, Sub 604? What's going on? What's happening? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. What are we printing? Well, we're going to be 3D modeling a replica of this bad boy, and then we'll be printing it. Most likely, since it is, I mean, it's like, I think it originally was black, and then they painted it white, and then they painted it green, and then maybe white again. And then it all started coming off. It looks like it has silver in it too. So most likely I'm gonna print this white. This goes to a cluster on an ice cream truck from the 1970s. This guy's rebuilding it from the ground up. He's like a custom car mod thing, and he's gonna turn it into a food truck. So he just needs this to hold the engine clusters. We're gonna be working on that. Niam G over there on Insta says he didn't go trick-or-treating. My little neighbor kids came by yesterday and they were asking me if I was doing anything on Halloween, and they asked to see all my Halloween masks and stuff. So I was just showing them like some of the things that I printed that I still have laying around. I didn't really do anything for Halloween. I was here at home watching TikToks and just chilling. And of course working on 3D stuff. The ears from the Cult of Lamb. Boom. I don't know if you can see that. This one even has like a little bell somewhere right here, maybe. I don't know. I was kind of throwing stuff everywhere while I was showing them. Like I have the sword. I didn't paint it, but I have it all here. Again, I didn't do anything with any of this. It's probably just gonna sit in a drawer or in a bin until next year. Or I might throw it away. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna be working on some stuff because I got to get these projects done. Anyways, how is everybody else? What is everybody else up to? And how was your Halloween? There was one guy that actually ordered something last night, super last minute. He texted me like at 5 o'clock and he was like, "Hey, can you print this? And how quick can you do it?" And originally it wanted to take about 5 hours to print, like 5.5 hours. And what I ended up doing is I ended up changing the settings and printing it on ludicrous speed, and was able to knock it out in 3 hours. Threw on some spray paint, and he picked it up and went to a Halloween party last night. So he's like, "Yeah, I gotta drive out to LA, so the sooner it's done, the better." So when he picked it up, the paint was still a little tacky, a little wet, and he was like, "Well, it's about an hour and a half drive, so it should be dry by the time I get there." Cool, Niam. I'm glad you're doing well. All right. So As with everything, we're going to go ahead and start with a sketch. Now this piece, I'm going to go ahead and model this back end. It's a little lip and it has some screw holes. We're going to start off just getting the main dimension of the round part. Everything 3D printed is in metric millimeters. So it looks like this is 122.37. What I like to do is I like to use or keep this center point of like the world in the middle. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll take this and I'll split it in half. So 122.37. Oops, I have pull up my calculator. 122.37 divided by 2 is 61.185. So we'll go ahead and use that. 61.185. 85. And then we'll do the same on the other way. So now we have, that's technically going to be the center of the object here. Now we're going to go ahead and start getting the side measurements. This might be a little tricky since the piece is kind of large. I might need to get my tape measure or my ruler. But what I can do is once I get the end-to-end measurement in like inches, I can go and convert that to millimeters. There's a few ways you could do it. You could always just Google it. What I found is the calculator app on your PC has multiple different calculating options. So, to be honest, I'm gonna pull up the calculator right now so you guys can see it, because I am not joking. This is like the neatest little hack that I've been using. Where is it? Media capture. No, window capture. We're gonna go ahead and capture the calculator. All right. So in case you guys don't know, this is the calculator. What does it look like on us? Okay. Yeah. So you guys can see it. Okay. So the calculator, the standard function, it, you know, is just calculating, right? Plus, minus, whatever. Boring. Stupid. This is what today's stream is about. All right. Oh man, maths. So if you click the 3 lines on the top left, there's different versions of the calculator. And my favorite one is the unit length converter. I can come in here and I can say this is going to be 4.5 inches. And it tells me, boom, right there, it's 114.3 millimeters. So this is like my favorite like little hack when it comes to like getting everything ready for 3D printing. Because it helps me, you know, do quick conversions and figure out, you know, the size of stuff. Usually people will be like, oh, I want a model and I want it to be 6 inches. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know 6 inches off the top of my head, but come in here and just plop in 6 on the inches side. And it already converts it to millimeters up top. There's different, you know, lengths that you can go ahead and convert it to. Like you can say, I want 6 kilometers to millimeters or whatever. So it's actually really, really convenient. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go grab my ruler real quick. We'll get the length of the back end piece. We'll convert it to millimeters and then we'll go ahead and 3D model that. Let's see here. Go back to the Fusion 360. Let me grab my ruler. 1 second. Un momento. All right. So we are looking here. This bad mamma jamma is more than 12 inches long. So let me go ahead and try to mark an area here where the ruler ends and the life begins. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it with a pencil. So then the pencil mark can thus be erased or cleaned up. So that's 12-inch mark. It is 13 1/16. 13. So 13 inches. And then how long is freaking 1/16? So this is where I'm gonna go ahead and use the Googleizer. Google it. Where are we? Where's my internet browser page? 1/16, 2 millimeters. 1/16, 2 mm. We are looking at 1.57 millimeters. Going back here. So we're gonna add 1.57 to 330.2. So 331.95, divide that by dos, 165.975. Yeah, we'll do that the other way around. Boom. So there is general, there's our general like shape where we're gonna go ahead and start filling in. We know we want our circles, the circumference of the edges to be 61.185. So we'll go ahead and just, you know, make another marker here. 61.185. And we'll do it also from this end, 61.185. Then if we use the circle tool, select the center and go to the edge. Same thing on this side. Boom, boom. Now, if you highlight the middle point, Fusion 360, what it'll do is it go ahead, it turns that into a snap to. It says, okay, this is where you want to reference. So just hovering the mouse over it and then like moving up, it automatically tells you, okay, our snap to point is going to be the exact center of that circle. You can go ahead and click, and now that's where it's going to begin. If you pull that straight across, it's going to snap to the other center of that circle right there. We're going to do the same on this bottom edge and finish that sketch. So again, that was just to get this basic shape here. Now, I want to start adding some screw holes, and I need to tell myself which way is up, which way is down, because the screws on this end are closer together than the ones on this end. So I need to, once I determine to myself which way is up and which way is down, we're going to go ahead and continue using that. So I will say the ones that are wide apart is the bottom. So I'm going to write down a B, just right here. B for butt. And then we're going to go ahead and start taking some measurements now. So it looks like everything is smack lined up, exactly centered, right? So we can actually come in here with the calipers and we'll measure these screw points. So this is 136.5. We'll go back and we'll edit this now. The reason I like to hop out of edit sketch and go back in is because it kind of saves like that where you kind of left off. So then if I messed up, I can just Control Z without obliterating everything. So 136.5. Again, divide that in half. 136.5 divided by dos is 82.75. 82.75. Other way around. 82.75. Boom, boom. We need to get the width is 7 millimeters. And the hole for it is going to be 3.5. Okay, so the center point, it's how thick? 2 millimeters. 2. 2. And then it's going to be 3, so another 1.5. And then from here to here. And we'll do that same thing again. Let me know if I'm going too fast for you. Again, I am trying to knock this out. Knock it out of the park. Let's go ahead and do the top one. I just want to let you know when you're doing my project live. I'll have to go, but I'll see you back. So yeah, just let me know. Yeah, for sure, Niam. Thanks for stopping by. I will definitely let you know when I'm working on your helmet again. Because once I do another scan of it and get a good, rough model, that's really the hardest part of that project. Because I already kind of roughly explained how hollowing it out is fairly easy. So once I have a good scan, good model of it, hollowing it out would be the next step, and then cutting out eye holes, and then everything else after that would be printing and assembling, where we go through and put in all those lights that we ordered off Alibaba, and get everything situated for that. What up, Vicky Lopez? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. So let's see. This was 117 what? 117.3, I think. Just 117. $58.5. And then each one of these is 5. Now these top mounting points are actually not centered, or not that they're not centered, but they're not lined up against the outer wall like these are. These, I was able to measure the outer wall. The outer wall is going to be 2 millimeters, and they kind of go with it all the way across. You can see that here. The bottom ones, on the other hand, are off to the side a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. I don't know if you can see that. I have a chroma thing on, and sometimes it blacks out stuff. So we're going to go ahead and try to get this exactly, or not exact, but, well, I hope exact. I hope so. It does look like the center hole ends on the outer wall. Was how big? We're looking at 5 millimeters, right? Or is that 4.5? Yeah, 4.5. So 4.5, divide that by 2, so we're 225. So we'll just come in the center, come in 2.25, and then get that to the outer wall. We'll do the same thing over here. Boom, boom. We have that situated. I believe that is done for that. Now we're going to go ahead and extrude. So it looks like we'll go ahead and extrude from straight top to bottom, because that center point does kind of come out to here, and then we'll add a flange, as it's called. So we are looking at 33.6 millimeters. Now I'll show you a trick or truth. check this out. Finish sketch. We're gonna go ahead and hit extrude. We're gonna grab all the surfaces, and I mean all of them. And I'll show you why in just a second. So we have everything. Distance, again. Measure twice, cut once, that sort of thing. We are looking at 33.6. Okay. So we have our rough shape, our rough outline. But again, these walls are only 2 millimeters, right? I didn't want to draw a 2 millimeter circle around and worry about this and that. I can just come here, hit shell, select that top portion. Say I want it to be 2 millimeters, right? I hit OK, grab this and extrude it all the way through. And there's our 2 millimeter wall. Boom. Snap. Like that. Like that. So now, now that we have that situated, this is what I'm going to do here. So from the outer edge to where the lip begins, we are looking at 10.7 millimeters. 10.7. Actually, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. So now we unhide the sketch, and we can still see these bodies that we made. And now we're going to go and extrude these. We're going to join them. I want it to be two sides. So it's 33.6. I measured from the edge from where I want it to end to the outer surface, and it is it's 12.5. So 33.6 minus 12.5. Boom. So now we have our screw holes. We have, you know, we have pretty much where we want to be right now. We got our Take It Back Sunday. Tell all your friends where you want to be. We got that going on right now. So now this inner, the inside, is how far from that center point that we measured? We are looking at 12 millimeters. So we're going to do a 12 millimeter sketch on the inside. We can hide the pre-existing sketch. We want that to begin here. So we'll go ahead and create another sketch at this point. Okay, then we know it's going to be 12.5. Other side as well, 12.5. So now our distance in between, 93.36. 46.68. So Streamlabs has this supposedly non-copyright music, which the reason I say supposed is the music that's playing in the background is supposed to make it so you don't get like DMCA'd. And I still got a notice the other day saying like, "Oh, your live was playing music you shouldn't have been playing." It's like stupid. But it's nice little chill little background music. So I mean, I don't hate it too much. Okay, so we have that shape. We'll go ahead and finish that sketch and we'll do some extrusions. I'll pull that up to there. Hit OK. Do a fillet. And why is that fillet not working? F. Boom. And looking nice. Looking nice. Now, the guy who wanted me to do this said it doesn't have to have all these straight edges. It doesn't have to have all these lips and all these doodads, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and incorporate sans into my design. This is 12.21. Pretty much already are like have this one in the bag. Now, this design is relatively hollow, and in the hollowness, there are some little lines of reinforcement. But as you can tell, this top portion that we built is already like a solid piece. Now, it doesn't have to be printed 100% infill at that portion. We can go ahead and reduce the infill to make it still relatively light and reduce the amount of material used, and just keep the walls, you know, a decent thickness, and we should be all right. So I have that. Let me see what the top looks like. Let's see about trying to add this to this. We'll go ahead and create a pipe. Follow this. Second. Mm-mm. Edit that feature. Instead of triangular, we'll do circular. I think that might be better. No. We'll do another one. No, not coil. Pipe. Circular. I want to say that to me that feels good, but what am I modeling? Oh, hey, my bad. I didn't see the chat. I was focused. So this is a cluster cover for an ice cream truck. So this holds the speed gauge and the engine temp and all that. A guy is restoring the ice cream truck and was sanding off all the paint, and the sander ended up chipping away at this. He can't really buy this because the ice cream truck was built in 1970 something. It's like a classic. Because all he does is refurbish classic vehicles, and he just needs a new one. So I'm trying to look at how I should cut away at these features here. Yep. So if I can't get the little lip, the little trim that this had, he said it's no biggie. But I say, where there's a will, there's a way. I think think I'm gonna do it like this. Let's go back to this, just like that. We're gonna select this outer edge, and instead of doing a cutout, I'm just gonna add join, and we'll do 0.5. Oh, that's heckin' small. Heck. Let's go back to 1.5s. Usually 1.5 is like my go-to measurement when it comes to like adding little lips and dips and doodads. Now, I have another thing that I believe I can do. Create sketch, and we'll do that here. I'll go ahead and take, hit OK, we'll do one of these. Smackaroonie right in the middle. We'll say, you know what, we'll do it about there. Is that 97 something? I want it to match. It's not matching. Come here, there, and now we can get this. And now we'll do the other outer edge. And then now we can go and create pipe. Let me edit that sketch. Because the pipe's gonna want to like follow all the lines, and I don't need all the lines, so we'll just cut them. Snip, snip. Got it. Create pipe along this line all the way. Come on. Let's go all the way. Come on, let's go. To here, damn you. Why is it not doing? Why is it not doing this? What's funny is that I'm in college class right now and I'm not doing anything. I'm just hanging out and watching you stream and relaxing. You know, sometimes that's the best thing you can do is just chill. Why does this path not go all the way around? That's what's bothering me. Edit sketch. How do I... Is that all I needed to do? Just click on it? Maybe I need to cut this edge off. No? Because see, it doesn't highlight all the way through. Again, I don't know. When it comes to Fusion 360, everything is still a learning curve. It's not what I wanted. How about that? Modify. Nope. Curiouser and curiouser. All right, so we'll go back to this. So we're trying to make freaking a pipe. Hey Google, turn off the air conditioner. Oh, it's finally went around all the way. I did it. I don't know what I did, but I did it. Yes, that's what I wanted. That's what I needed. Because literally that one shape there, I'm just gonna go ahead and move it. M, and move it down. That's too far down. If you're struggling and get mad, can you control it? The reason why I'm asking this is because my dog gets angry when he looks. My dad gets angry when he works and throws an attitude right at my mom. So usually when I get frustrated with whatever I'm doing, I'll get up and walk away from whatever I'm doing, or I'll just give myself like a minute or two. Usually there's times where I get really like frustrated with something, and I'll just kind of like I don't yell or smack things or whatever, because that's an easy way to get over like like that agitating feeling. The best thing you can do is just kind of like count to 10, breathe, relax, just take your mind off of it. So it all just depends on what you're working on. Me, I work on a computer most of the time. So whenever I'm all here on the PC and I'm doing things and I get like frustrated, being that I'm sitting in front of my computer, I go, you know what? Let me take a break from this. Let me go ahead and pull up a video game or a YouTube video or something, some sort of tutorial, and I'll just keep fiddling with it. I'll try not to let it like get like the best of me, because if you let little things bother you like that, then you're always going to be mad. You're always going to be angry at something, and life's too short to be angry. Oh no, that was moved way too much. Edit feature. No, edit feature. That's what my mom and me were saying. Yeah, it's just some people just don't know how to deal with things that frustrate them, right? So, you know, um, if they're just really anxious, real this and that, and they want to get things done right away, it can get the best of them, and that's usually what kind of sucks is, you know, people just don't know how to deal with that sort of like level of stress. That was kind of the reasons why I quit one of my last jobs, was the amount of stress and nonsense I had to deal with was a bit much, and it became too much to where I was like, you know what? It's just stupid for me to stay here. Like, there was no reason why I should have to deal with this. And I did what I needed to do to go ahead and get out of that situation. So I ended up quitting. But, to some people, they can't quit. Some people have to be where they're at. And that's kind of what sucks sometimes. And in that case, again, you just have to take a few minutes, breathe, see what exactly needs to get done and what you can do to go ahead and fix what you're working on. I want to say that's it for what I need to do here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to thicken this part up. just to give it some extra structure. And then I'm gonna take some measurements from these existing screws, and I'm gonna look at my my heat inserts and see about replacing it. I'm very happy that you're a kind person who can control themselves, especially on stream. I'm happy that you found your passion doing this. Thanks. Yeah, so streaming to me didn't come easy when I first started. So I was always a shy person growing up. Um and it took a lot for me to come on stream and actually talk to the audience and communicate, explain what I'm doing, and continue trying to be engaging without hyper fixating on stuff. I tend to hyperfixate a lot when I'm trying to work, which of course that's why sometimes I not see the chat. But this is for me, this is me coming out of my comfort zone and trying to engage with people, especially working from home and not having that sort of engagement where you can communicate with other coworkers and whatnot. Um, Once you get older and start going into the actual workforce, you'll realize that, working around other people, everyone has like their own thing going on. And again, just like you kind of like, we're talking is some people don't know how to deal with their frustration. So then people will go to work and you actually deal with colleagues and other coworkers who are always mad, who always cause issues, who like to gossip and this and that. And that's kind of like what's going to end up like making work environments toxic is people don't know how to interact with each other. So when you get away from those interactions, you still crave, communicating with people. And for me, that's what streaming is. I'm still here to try to communicate, try to make sure that, people know who I am, people know what I do, and also try to make friends online. So that's what we're doing here. Welcome to the stream, Run the Worlds. We are 3D modeling a new housing for a cluster for an ice cream truck. So we're going through Fusion 360 and we're just chatting away. We have some chill music playing in the background. We have this going on here. Let's see, what do I need? So I need to thicken these parts up and I need to look at my heat inserts. Give me just 1 second to go and grab my box of metric screws here. All right, so what I have here are some metric bolts. Make sure the box is somewhat covered so they don't fall out. But all these are machine screws. So all the sizes begin with M, and then they'll have like the different millimeter size. So M3, M4, M2, etc., and then their length. Now, what I could do, measure the existing bolts that I have to the corresponding holes on this. See which one fits, see which one is that size. Once I go ahead and do that, I can use a heat insert to go ahead and hold that screw. But what I'm gonna have to do is get the size of the heat insert and increase the size of the holes and the poles that I have here to accommodate for this. So then in turn, when the final product goes to the customer and they go to screw in those metric bolts, instead of screwing metal to plastic, it's going to be metal to metal. What that's going to do is the teeth of the screw are not going to strip the plastic, just in case he has to move it, take it off for painting or whatever. He's going to have that sort of like structure to it, that rigidity, to make sure that the part lasts. Especially because it's 3D printed, and I want to make sure that people know that 3D printing can last a long time and it's not going to fall apart. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and look here. A lot of common sizes are the M4s. Looking at that first one. Welcome to the stream, Boomer Blunt. Welcome. So it looks like M4 just barely grazes by the edges. So it might be that size there. The other one, it kind of like, it started catching on this side. So it already looks like this one's a little stripped. So again, we'll use M4 on this side. The other side is significantly thicker. Do I have any M5? Because if not, I'm gonna have to get some. Actually, the other side was M3. This is M4. M4, again, it's just grazing by. This side, I don't know what they did on this side. This side looks inflamed, engorged, and melted. So maybe they had screws that stripped on one side and the other side did not, and they couldn't really get anything to grab onto it. But again, we're gonna go ahead and fix that with 3D printing. So we're gonna use M3 and M4. So now we're getting the corresponding heat inserts. We have M4 here. Boom, boom. And then M3. Now, the heat insert has teeth on it, plus a little notch. The little notch is somewhat straight, and then the teeth follow it slightly thicker. What you need to do is you need to make a hole big enough to insert the first little notch on it. And then the teeth behind that notch are gonna start digging into the plastic. We're gonna go ahead and melt these into the print once we go ahead and get the sizing placed in correctly. So for the M3s, it is 3.72. Now, another thing with 3D printing, there's always a tolerance of about 0.2 millimeters for anything that you're trying to make snap together. So 3.72, I'm gonna end up making that 3.5. Because you need to have that tolerance already built in. So to try to explain tolerance to you, let's go ahead and get my handy dandy whiteboard. So, boom, boom, boom. Let me do a rough little sketch here. Blue skidoo, we can do. That's what it sounds like, what I feel like I'm doing. So you can imagine this here, that's a 3D printer nozzle, and that's it extruding the plastic. The plastic is going to come out relatively to the size of that nozzle, but you never have it extrude out the same width. It's always a fraction of that. So if this width per se, let's say it's 4 millimeters, it's going to come out 2 millimeters. So it's going to come out to only be half like this. So as it's extruding across, it's only half of the width of the nozzle. And that's usually the standard. So if you have a 0.4 nozzle, it's going to be 0.2. But again, it doesn't come out exactly the same shape. So think of like a piping bag when you're extruding icing, right? Like people decorating a cake. If they have their piping bag like so, when they extrude it out of the piping bag, it always bubbles out. Can you guys see that? So it'll come out and expand. Plastic essentially does the same thing. The printer tries to calculate how much to extrude as it's moving across the build plate. But when it's doing that, there's always room for error, right? Depending on the material and how viscous it is, how watery, the print temperature, cooling, all those sorts of things get factored in that can cause that tolerance to be greater or less than about 2.2 millimeters. So we're going to go ahead and incorporate that 0.2 to kind of count for like that expansion of the plastic coming out a little bit thicker than the width of the nozzle. So the width of the nozzle, 0.4, the height that's printing is 0.2, and to make sure everything sticks, it has to press that down into the previous printed, plastic. But in doing so, it's expanding out just a bit. So we are on this side. We said it was 3 now it looks like 3.6. We'll say 3.7. $3.75. So 3.75 minus the 0.2 is 3.5. We'll say 3.5. So 3.5. So it's going to be that much wider to accommodate for this. But now I want to make sure that the walls are a little thicker, because right now the walls are only going to be 1 point something millimeters. I usually want them to be 2. So what we can do is we can actually take that middle point, come out and say 2. And then we'll go back to that middle point, grab that there, then pull these points out. And we'll do the same to the other one. Hey, Chunks 3D, getting a message. That is a gentleman who DJs. Of course, being that he DJs and does that sort of stuff, he's busy for the weekends. He actually ordered this model here that I painted in my live. You probably can't see it because it's being chromed out because it's green. let me turn off my filters so you can see it. I printed this for him and painted. Where's my camera? My screen's being blocked by my other project that I'm gonna do right now. So if I go to the live overlay, go to the webcam, filters, edit filters, and we're just gonna hide that because it was getting chromed out. But I printed this dude and painted it. It's out of resin, which is why there's little to no layer lines. Resin is usually what you find like anime figures and whatnot, but it is fragile. Like if you were to drop this from a high place, it would shatter. And here I am putting it up on a shelf. I've actually already dropped it and had to glue it together and then repaint. So as long as they don't fall, we should be good. Oh no, I hope I don't fall. Back here, move this over so I can see chat. Okay. So we adjusted the width on that. Let's go to the other one. The other one's going to be M4. Again, let's go ahead and take some measurements here. So this one's 4.9. Actually, shoot, I did the 3 point whatever the wrong way. It needs to be 3.9. This, being that it's 4.9, needs to be 5.1. I did it the opposite. I'm cutting in instead of going out. Again, sometimes you're not thinking. Control Z. If you're not familiar, keyboard shortcuts, Control Z is undo. So if we said this was 3.72, 3.75, so we'll do 3.95. And then we'll do the 2 millimeters out. I was making it smaller instead of making it bigger. That's a significant increase. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. Again, let me go ahead and measure that one more time. I got the memory of a goldfish. If I look away from something, I already forgot it exists. .31. We'll do 5.51. And then we'll do 2 millimeters out from that. And then we'll go ahead and grab that. So that is going to come out a bit. And that might be a problem. But that is a problem for another day. All right. Energy drink is going right through me. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. So I just thought of something right now that reminded me. So my brother-in-law, great guy, funny guy, but his favorite thing was fart jokes. And to him, fart jokes would break the ice, break tension, and it was just overall funny, especially how he would execute it. Now, I don't know what your dad's sense of humor is, but oh man, my camera's acting up. Hang on, let me reset it. So just think like, okay, your dad's working, he's getting frustrated, he's, getting mad at something. Just walk up to him, just real serious, like, and just be like, hey, Dad, did you fart? If he says no, just be like, go, and just walk away. The icing on the cake is then if you farted. So then he's gonna be like, what? So that was the thing my brother-in-law would do. Like, he'd walk around, family get-togethers, whatever, and just be like, hey, did you fart? It was always him. Okay, so I believe I do want to get this back in. Because as it melts with the heat insert, it's going to cut through that. And I need that thicker.
You are now rocking with Digital Sis. You are now rocking with Digital Sis.
All right. I believe this piece is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and save. I'm going to save it as ice cream truck. Now, there's another 3D modeling CAD software that I came across. I have it on my iPad. I'm still trying to figure out the nuances of this 3D modeling software that I have here, but this one is free. Granted, Fusion 360 is free. You can't really use it on the go. They do have like an app for it, but it's not as easily to use mobile than it is other things. Now, there is 3D software called Onshape. Onshape is 100% free, but their caveat, their thing is, if you want to use it, all of your designs are available to the public. So if you were to go on Onshape and just search things, you might be able to find somebody who was already working on that project and already has a 3D model for it. Of course, if you're working on something that is proprietary, sometimes I work on designs that are for people who are prototyping a new product, and you can't really like let those things out in the open. That's why Fusion 360 would be beneficial, is you don't want to share that stuff to the public. And if you don't mind, if it's just something that you're just fiddling with, then yeah, use Onshape. You don't have to pay for the access. Just name it something else, like cookie cutter or something, and then actually be working on like some sort of like, I don't know, gears for an engine. I don't know. But yeah, Onshape is another good CAD software to use on PC. I'm still fiddling with it on like the app version of whatever, like the iPad. But it definitely has like some pros and cons, which would be really useful to some people. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody. We just finished up this model right here that you see in front of you. I'm gonna go ahead and tweak them. Thanks for the likes. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on the printer. We're gonna go ahead and we're not gonna print this out of ABS plastic right now. Reason being is I want to make sure that we got all the dimensions correct. So once I take it off the printer, we're gonna go and try to match it up to the existing one and make sure that we get everything good. Jiggle Juice, welcome to the stream. So I am multi-streaming on many different various platforms. I am streaming on Instagram. I'm streaming on TikTok. I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm streaming on Kick, of all places. So, if you want to watch me on any other platform, you can. I'm there. Go into that. Boom. So Fusion 360 also has a 3D print button, which I kind of was just clicking on right now. Fusion 3, unfortunately, when I'm trying to share this screen, all the different sub menus that pop up within the app. Hey, on the budget mentor coming in with the gifts. Thanks for sending the GGs and the Halloween spooks. Thanks, man. So, Fusion 360, it has a 3D print option. You do have to kind of tailor it to your 3D print slicing software. It originally wants to use Creality Cura, but I went ahead and told it to use Bamboo slicing software. Chunks 3D, the GOAT. No, hang on. Oh, wait. Is this the goat you're talking about? The Cult of Lamb goat sheep thing? So you have to tailor it to your slicer. Nice. Yeah, I had a customer that wanted the Cult of Lamb props printed for them because they were going to dress up as that for Halloween, and I couldn't resist. I was like, I like this game. I've done some live streams playing it. I need this for myself, so I did. There's a gnat flying in here, and I like caught him under my thumb on my energy drink can, but I didn't squish hard enough, and he just flew away. He was like, "Fight me!" Dang it. So okay. As getting sidetracked. So 3D print software, you can go ahead and tailor it to your slicing software. So Fusion 360, it wants to manually use Cura. I went ahead and told it to use the Bamboo slicer. So now if you click 3D print, select on the object that you want printed and select print, it'll go ahead and throw it directly to the Bamboo slicer. So now let me go ahead and put the Bamboo slicer up on screen so you can see how we're going to go ahead and slice this. Because this, unfortunately, is too long for the slicer. So let me go here. Window capture, and we are doing Bamboo, which is somewhere. Yeah, got it. So as you can tell, it is slightly too big for the 3D printer bed. There's a few different things you could do to try to see if you can make it fit. You can do it corner to corner, which helps a little bit. You can also, let me flip this around. You can also print it up at an angle. So let me revert this back to that. We'll go ahead and tilt it up 45 degrees. And just looking at it here, it's still getting cut off right there. But it doesn't necessarily have to be 45 degrees. It could be something else just to make it fit. And we're gonna try to make it fit. We're gonna try our dang best to print it in one piece. So not 45, maybe a little less. Maybe like that. Then rotate it to be corner to corner. And now, wham bam, thank you ma'am. It all fits. Nothing on this is being grayed out. And I say gray, it's already gray. But I mean like, when it gets to the edge, it gets darker. And nothing says it's dark. So that means technically, this will all print in one go. Of course, it's going to need supports because it's floating in the middle of the air. We're going to print it on draft mode. And let's go ahead and lay it over the boundary plate. Where? Show me. Show me. Where's the line? There you go. So now we're going to go ahead and slice it. This is in draft mode. Draft mode means the layer lines are going to be 0.24 millimeters instead of the 0.2. The layer lines do show more in the print, but this is just so we can go ahead and do like a test fitting, right? We want to make sure that everything that we model through is going to come out correctly. Now that is a hell of a lot of support material. Model filament alone is using 102 grams, and it's going to be 416 grams total. So over 300 grams of support material. So over here on the support type, we have it as normal. Style, we're going to go ahead and hit snug. And you're going to take a look and see the difference in snug versus regular. And then we'll also try using the tree supports. Tree supports work better sometimes, and sometimes no. So we'll take a look and see what it looks like right now. What is this music that is playing? It's supposed to be cozy music. Go back to the beginning one. Like that one. Boom. All right, so this dropped down the filament usage to 357 versus the 400. So we're 50 grams less. Now let's try tree. We'll go to tree and we'll do tree slim. So it looks like tree dropped down the filament usage by another 100 grams. It's going to use 259 versus the 400 that I said it was going to do at first. The only thing is, now the tree supports are actually trying to go beyond the build plate area. So if we look here, this darn edge right here for the brim is going beyond the build plate area. And it's freaking out about it. It says your G code goes beyond yada yada blah blah blah. There's a few things we could do. We could try adjusting the model, scooting it down. And you can kind of do that automatically by right clicking and hitting arrange. Slicing it again. Still goes beyond the build plate. Okay. So let's manually move it. Where is it? Slice it again. It was just touching the edge, just barely. Okay, it says slice okay. Let's see if we get that error. No errors. That's all we had to do is just scoot it down. You can see the edges are round. There's no flat sides. Nothing's going over the edge. 266, 102 for the print itself. I think we'll do this. The tree supports themselves tend to overly stick to the print, which does kind of suck. What I can do is the top Z distance in my slicer. I'm going to go ahead and increase that from 0.2. We're going to do to 0.24 and slice. So then in turn, that'll give it that much more clearance. Granted, the underside's going to be a little ugly, but guess what? It's the underside. Nobody's going to see it. Who cares? Slicing again. This song that's playing right now reminds me of the Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom of the Opera is dead inside my mind. Sing for me. You guys watch that movie? You guys like that movie? Boom. Sliced. Okay, so this will take 13 hours. So, ain't nothing to it but to do it. If it comes out... Damn, should I print it in ABS right now? If I do ABS now and it doesn't come out, I'm going to waste a quarter of a spool of filament on the ABS. If it comes out in one go on the first try, I'm going to waste a spool, a quarter of a spool of other material, and then have to print it again. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm going to just go to ABS. I want to say I did measure everything correctly. Yeah, I'm going to do ABS. I'm just going to print it in ABS. Yeah. But if I do it in ABS, I should change the print height from the 0.2, which is the draft, to just regular 2. So then it prints nicer. What's the name? Increase the print time. Oh, woe is me. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I do this for a living, right? We'll just charge it to the customer. How long is it gonna take as a 0.2 versus a 0.24? You see the difference? My wife got me this at the Halloween store. It's a Swedish fish, and it's a squishy. Another thing I do when I'm like here thinking about like my work, right? 3D prints, the do's and the don'ts, the current projects, any little thing that comes across, even like small frustrations. The other thing I like to do is just, again, as I mentioned, you kind of walk away from what you're working on. You walk away from something else and you get your mind off of it. I'll get this and just start like fiddling with it, squeezing it. I don't think I have arthritis, but if I squeeze this too much, my thumb hurts. Like here, really bad. It starts burning. And by squeeze it too much, I mean like maybe like a minute. I don't know if that's good or bad. If that's normal. Do you guys' hands ever get tired? Wow, it is still slicing. So this is one of the good things about like my current PC build is when you have a very large project, things that require a lot of computing power, my PC is holding well to that. I have two 4060 graphics cards in it. I have 32 gigs RAM. I got like how many hard drives? I have 3 hard drives within the PC and an external hard drive for all of the stuff that I do. The increase in layer height also increased the amount of support material used. It's back up to 422 total. Let me go back to supports here. Tree, slim. Let's see. Base pattern spacing. I mean, it's as good as any. But now it's saying it's too big for the thing. Yeah, the support's coming out right here. You can see that getting cut. So I need to reduce the size. Let's see. There's no... I'm looking here because there has to be a way to edit the branches on the tree support, right? Let's see what happens if we increase this size. The distance in the branches might mean less branches, larger bases. I don't know. What a lot of 3D print enthusiasts and those that are currently interested into getting into 3D printing, the thing that can be a little daunting is just the 3D slicing software. How to use it, how to do it, what it means. A lot of people think you just plug the printer in and hit print. It's like printing a sheet of paper. No, not necessarily. In some cases, you might be able to find a design that is already calibrated to your machine and somebody already made the G code, and your machine just happens to be exactly ready to go, and then you're good to go. If you're doing designs from scratch like I am, and you're making stuff, and you're trying to figure things out on your own, then that's where it starts getting tricky. Because such as this, the slicing could take up a lot of material. You want to try to limit that. You want to maybe increase the print quality. You want to decrease print time. You want to put a lot of these factors into the work that you're doing to try to make sure that the customer doesn't have to pay for that, outcome. Being that I'm going to be able to print this in one piece, granted, the print time, 12 hours, 13 hours. If I print it flat with little to no support and do it in two pieces, significant reduction in time and material, which I think I might do that instead. This is going to be screwed onto another base anyways. If I do that, print it in two pieces, do some plastic welding on it, yeah, we're looking at 14 hours, 14 and a half hours right now. Redonkulous. Let's go back to that, and we'll slice it down the middle. So again, that was 14 and a half hours, right? Check this out. Because it's two horseshoe shapes, get one like that, get the other one like that. Boom. One build plate. Don't have to worry about layer heights, nothing. We could take off tree supports now, go back to the normal, put it back on snug, slice it. Look at this. Want to see the difference? We're looking at 422 grams, 159 grams total. 4.5 hours print time, two pieces. So that was of course, the pros and cons of trying to do things to make it print in one piece. There you go. So we're gonna go ahead and run it like this, 4.5 hours. Print plate. We are doing the baby. Although baby has ABS in it. And I believe it has the textured plate. Yeah. I'll go double check the print plate right now on the newer printer that I got. I named it the baby. Actually, since the print time is so small, right? We're looking at very short print time. We're looking at short amount of material. Here's another thing we can do, especially on the bamboo slicer. I believe Prusa slicer also has this capability. But you can see here, zooming in, you can see the layers. You can see how they start getting staggered, start getting fatter, and start having these big steps. Well, the shape is round. If you select the object, doing both, and you do variable layer height, select adaptive, what that's going to do is it's going to have like basically this is going to be all, what is that, 0.2 whatever layer height. It actually jumping, some of these are 0.28, but as it gets to like the rounded areas, you start looking at like 0.2, 0.21, 0.17, 0.15, 0.8, 0.17. So that variable layer height is going to allow it to print these pieces with, I need them both to be the same. It's going to allow them to print with those top layer lines showing significantly less. They're not, the steps aren't going to be as big. We can kind of see that here. It was like maybe like these 3 steps that you may or may not see because of how thin they are. Way better. Again, print time is still the same amount of time. Still 4.5 hours. A little bit more filaments being used. And then being that this whole backside, right, this whole underside isn't going to be visible, those layer lines can be a little bit thicker. So long as the material is still dense, we should be fine. Now we can print. As soon as the print job goes, we'll turn on the camera so we can monitor it, and then we'll start the other object that we have here. Okay. Why didn't the video pop up? Come on. Ooh, ah, yeah. Bang, bang, bang. No printer? What are you talking about? This nonsense. Connecting. Did my internet go down? No, because I'm still live. Oh, okay. There's the video. I see it now. Let's go back to this window capture. Go back to Fusion 360. Okay. Printer's doing its thing. Fusion 360 back up. Let's start this next project. This next one's going to be a doozy. But again, this one was relatively simple. Oh. Computer components, computer chips and motherboards. This is a control module for a Crown forklift. I have to try to replicate this. You see that? Yeah. 3D modeling on this is not going to be easy. It is falling apart in my fingertips. Go ahead and close that. This is another project. Still need to print that. Okay. $93.4. Okay. All right. So this panel has a touchscreen area that's inset. So that's what that is. So now Okay. Then from this top portion here, how am I gonna get this as a straight? I need a straight edge. I need a square, which is actually a triangle. Say 30. 30 minus 3 is 27. Okay, we'll say 28. In this bottom section, I have to craft it myself. We'll say it is 40. Okay. $78.5. Same thing down here. Okay, 19.4. So the difference in that 28 versus 19, that's 8.5 millimeters. So 8.5 down here. I will say 8.4. So that's gonna come out round like that. It's gonna come up here, go here to the round here, and then it's gonna come in and then round off long ways here. Yeah. Also bottom, actually all of it gets this. All of it is roughly thick, except for around the control module. The control module panel actually sits into the lid. That's gonna screw on. So this goes up like by 2. And 2 over here. Okay, and the height. This whole thing. Oh, this whole thing? Okay. Won't hollow it out just yet. I need to. Yeah, tape this in. So the top one Let's go ahead and cut this. Actually, know how you do that. We'll get out of that sketch here. And I'm back. What's going on here? What is this? Nice music, by the way. So I am now working on the part for the forklift. This is the control module box. I need to do all these mounting points in the back to be able to hold on to the control board, circuit board, and all these little mounting pins and a bunch of other little things. It's literally falling apart in my fingers. I can't apply any sort of pressure. Like, I unscrewed things and things are just breaking off because of how fragile it is. They definitely needed a new one. Just cracking my back real quick. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. I'm overthinking it. Stressing out about nothing. Okay, now to add this to that. Is there a way to wrap? Hey Chunk, what projects have you done when I was gone? Well, I finished this. So right now it's on the printer. And now I'm working on this. This, I don't know if is it lagging for you guys? I feel like it's lagging. Well, if you can see, if it's not lagging, hopefully you can see. This is for a forklift. It's a control box for it. And I am trying to make a new box. So it has a bunch of mounting points on the inside. It needs to hold a big old giant circuit board, which is probably being chromed out because it's green, and a bunch of other little things. It's literally falling apart in my fingies as I'm holding it. So I'm trying to be somewhat careful with it. Okay. Shoot, I need to come down. Sketch. Same on this side. We'll have it come out just a little bit. Okay. Extrude. We're gonna extrude this, this, and this. Do the same thing on the other side. Extrude this, this, this. We're gonna do 2 sides. Extrude this side to here. 95, 94. Oops. 94. And then we'll do the other side there. It's going to be a new body. Okay. It does, it does. I need to edit this one because this one's bleeding over that front panel. I need to cut it here. So we'll go ahead and hit OK on that, but we'll edit the sketch. We'll do this. You hit P. You can do like this line here. Hit OK. So now that line shows up on the sketch. So now we can do another line. And edit this. And unselect that box. So now, if I hit fillet, oh no, I don't want the bottom. I don't want the top either. I just want the sides. Fillet, fillet, fillet. Can you feel it? Oh, not the whole panel, just the bottom. Only just. Quit selecting the bottom panel. We'll do the same on the other side. I feel like this edge here on the top part is too high. So this is what we'll do here. Go back to edit sketch. We'll do another circle. Do this one lower and we'll do it to here. Yeah. Finish the sketch. We go back here and edit the extrusion. We're gonna unselect that right there. Need to edit some more. Okay, that's way better. Now what's it gonna look like with the fillet? Nice. way better. Oops, that was 10. I don't know why the music's acting up. But now we'll edit the sketch on this side. Because this was a really nice height for where that ended. So let's go ahead and straight across to here. Do another circle-y. How far down? Maybe like that far down. There. Oops. Why is my music stopping? Is my internet acting up? I'm still good, right? Streamlights is freaking out. Let's try a different playlist. We'll go to fantasy. Come on, music's not loading. Mm, 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 mm. Hey Google, turn on the air conditioner. Great, music's not working. Oh well, we're here. We're doing stuff. Okay. So we have this shell. Now, this is where it's going to start getting tricky because I now need to make sure that I have all the mounting points correct on this on the inside. I roughly have the general shape of what this needs to be, but I need to add all of this, and this has to be spot on. I know I kind of did the not the I don't want to say the best I could, like as if like I was like struggling, but I did what I thought in Fusion 360 would be similar to what the edges would look like on this, but now I need to worry about all the inside. This is where, ooh, I'm gonna go based off what this looks like here. I'm saying so like if I come here to this edge, zero this out, measure that 7.6. If I come inside this way, 7.6. Yeah, I can measure it from the outside walls. 3. How big do I need this to be? I'm like, when I get, it's not that it's not that I'm bored, right? I'm a little frustrated. When I get a little frustrated, I get lazy, I get tired. I want to give up. I just yawned right now, and I'm drinking an energy drink. You finish it. Like it happens a lot when I video game too. I'll hop on a game, and they'll start going through a tutorial, and I'm just like, I want to hear this, and I just get tired. It's my body's way of saying I give up. Okay, so if interesting. So that's this right here, right? So that'll tell me how thick it is. It's actually thinner in the front. In the front, it's only 2 millimeters in that section. So this has to be 3. Oh, oh, oh. We are looking at blip, 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 blip. From here, from hither to here. This is 154. Stabby, stabby. Some sort of marker. 154 plus 81. Literally the same way. It's just like, I don't want to deal with it right now. You know what I'm talking about? So 235 is what the interior box area that I'm going to be working in. Now, if memory serves me right, and this is hollowed out 3 millimeters. Oof, that's bleeding over. Not. Let me fix this real quick. Edit sketch. Edit sketch. Hey, Jimbo. Jim Bob. How you doing there, sport? Okay, so that side should be okay. This side needs some adjusting. Here's where I fiddle-faddled. Here. So I used the center point of the circle to cut a line as to where I want this edge to stop. But thing is, That's actually beyond this line here. So we're going to go ahead and use the projection feature to project that over so then I can make a new line here. And now we're going to go ahead and edit the extrusion. And we're going to omit that. Now it is fixed. I can come in here and create a sketch on the inside. Flip it around. Select P for protrusion. Right? Because that's what I want to see. Yes? Is it? I need a reference point. I need something to tell me where I'm at. So if this is here and it cuts along, where are we? If that is here and that's that, okay, hang on. So if this is here and that goes to this edge here. That is 10.6. From the inside, 10.6 is only there to there. So there is that 3. Okay, so if that's talking to myself, trying to figure it out, trying to think, okay? Sometimes my brain needs to like I always say that there's the little monkey in my brain starts clapping the cymbals. I try to figure things out. Okay, so I have that. This goes beyond that and then some. It's gonna come in just a little bit more. A little bit more. How much more? How much? How do? Okay, so it's gonna come in. We have 5 millimeters. That 5's kind of a lot. In the scheme of things, maybe it's not. Okay, so that's gonna be 5. It's gonna come up, and this is how thick. It's only 1.5. So what was the last time you guys went to Disneyland? It's been a minute for me. I do quite enjoy Disneyland. I quite fancy the mouse. I'm gonna end the sketch there, just so I can start with this. How far does this come up? Oops. I need it in millimeter. 0. 17.59. 17.6. Ha 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 ha. You thought you could get away with me with murder. Yes. Haha. So let me just explain what I just did, right? Okay. So this is the wall that I'm creating right here. This wall goes all the way to the outer edge. As you can tell, after I hollowed out the space, I needed it to come to the hollow all the way to the edge, but if I did, it would extrude past this and cut out. Um, Now I initially just extruded it, but I joined the piece that I extruded, and then I tried using split body. That split body feature uses the existing features of another shape to go ahead and cut. Being that it was looking at the same shape and trying to cut itself with its own like radiuses and whatever, it was freaking out. What I did was I went back to the extrusion and I said, instead of joining, create a new piece, a new body, as it's called. It created a new body. And then what I did was I selected that new body and said, cut it by this whole shape, this whole piece. And I did that. And then the part that extruded off the back end, I just deleted and they just fused everything back together. And now the part that I extruded goes all the way to the very edge. Isn't that nice? And then like even if I wanted to reinforce it, I can just come in here and press the F key, click on this here, and say round that mess out. Make it a little something, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, and they don't come out to the outer walls either. We'll fix that. I can just grab it. Grab that. No, cancel. Extrude this. What are you doing? No. Do I have sketches? Let me turn off that sketch. Extrude this face here into the wall. We're going to hit join. We're going to do the same on this side. Extrude this into the wall. And we're going to hit join. Now it is all one piece. Now I can come here with the fillet. Fillet. Same thing on this side. So the fillet makes it so all the edges aren't sharp corners. And what that does when it comes to 3D printing is it makes it more strong. So when there's pressure added to it, it's not going to snap. Sharp corners will snap in 3D printing. We want to avoid sharp corners. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, before I fill it, I have a shape there that I need, which is great. It's fantastic. It's a starting point. So I can thus begin from left to right, building all of the internal organs, bringing this to life. Ah, maybe the energy drink is getting to me. So I need now to start working on different shapes and features that stand out so that I can go ahead and incorporate them into the existing thing. Now, the people who wanted this done just wanted this cut out. I believe they were just going to cut this one out and place it into the other one and then call it a day because of the fact that all these are like touch controls. But I don't know how they work. And we need to make them work. You know what I'm saying? I believe I can use a heat gun to peel this off. I might let them peel it off, but I will explain to them what they can do. And then they can go ahead and utilize that for the next project. What is next? What's next? Okay. Energy drink, BRB. You know the camera's gonna freaking go stupid. Can I leave the camera on? I have overlay, webcam, properties. Don't deactivate when not showing. So then I don't have to freak out. Oh, great. Come on. Come on. Come on. I see you. Hmm? Yes. No. Yes. 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 Yeah. Ah, great. Now I need to reset it. I have to reset it regardless. But now, like, when I switch to the BRB mode and come back to the camera's not going to be bugging out. So that's what I'm trying to avoid here. Give me just 1 second. Okay, cool. Looks like the USB Connect works. It's not freaking out. Back to the BRB setting. Okay. Camera good? Camera's good. That's what I'm talking about. So so now I have a starting point. I have a reference that wall, so I can go ahead and do other things. I need to make 2 more like structure points on it, just to help increase stability. And then I can use this reference point to start building up everything else. Now, this panel, this plate here is going to sit, it's actually going to rest up against these walls. There's a cutout along the back panels here that you can see. This is where the plate rests. I'm going to go ahead and measure that out using this piece that we just put in as a reference point. So, looking at it, the back walls from the edge come down comes down 17.6. And now let me just make sure. Doing my sketch-a-rooney. Actually, I can delete this sketch. I didn't do anything with it. Create a new sketch against this wall. And we're gonna add that here so we know where we be. Hide. We're actually gonna do that as well. Gonna hide the body so we can see. $17.6. And now this comes out. Just squeezing it, I heard it crack. From hither to. It'd be nice if it was on. 109? I guess I should measure the metal thing now. I can use this. Yeah, 109 millimeters in. And then from this edge here, we are looking at 6. We'll do it like over here. 6. How long is this? We'll say 130. And then this area here is 20. And now we can do this. Two sides. It goes in on this side 1 millimeter. And on this side, because this is how long? 106.26. So it'd be 105.105.2. Oh no, something's wrong. Something's off. Not good. Because if I do 105, right? And I did one that way, this is how it would fit the piece. But this doesn't even fit this metal piece. Did I measure this wrong? Okay, so this 106. This 109. 106, 109. Wait a second. .75 divided by 2. 1.37 on the walls. Is that right? No, because the walls are 2. No, the wall is 1. Wall's 1 on one side. 1.5 on one side. On both sides. 1.5. Yeah. All right. I see. Two sides. 1.5. 1.5. .104. So that makes this piece 1.5. This should also be 1.7. Let's edit that. Three point three. No. There we go. 1.5. So now it's 1.5 on each side. That should hold this here. That should line up. That should match. That's what I'm trying to do. So now, if I look at this here, I'll give it a little looky-loo. Let's see what's next here. Now I'm starting needing screw holes. I need a back support thing on this end. This is how thick. We are looking at another 2 millimeters. New body. Hit OK. Split body. Select that thing. Splitting tool is going to be this whole body. Hit OK. Remove. 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 And join. Cool. I feel like we're making progress. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, that reminds me. I need to post this. Wait a second. It never started printing. I thought the whatchamacallit has been printing this whole time. It never dawned on me that it's not moving. All right. It says that it's not the same build plate, and that's because it's supposed to be textured, and I believe that is a smooth build plate. So let me go ahead and fix that. BRB. All right. It says that it's not the same build plate, and that's because it's supposed to be textured, and I believe that is a smooth build. Now we should be good. How come you guys didn't tell me? Nobody said anything. Nobody said nothing. Okay, so that's printing. That should start. We can actually get some progress on that. This is gonna be a minute. This is gonna be a whole lot of something. All right, let's start measuring. Measuring. All done. Said anything. But he said nothing. I can hear myself. My audio is echoing. I just need to monitor my live on Insta. Why is it not? There we go. Because when I select like live again on Insta on the web page, it allows me to see my stream without having the audio. But I had just clicked my live image, and it was just playing it so I can hear. All right, so it should begin now. But what I need to do is start getting some measurements here. So from the outer wall to where that begins, we are at 12.23. So we are going to create a sketch on the inside here. And from the outer walls, we're going to go ahead and P to project. And we're going to project the outer wall. Excuse me. 12.23. Whoa, I got hiccups now? This is 10.17. 10.17. 10.17. No, 17. 17. And now the hole for this is only 2.3. This is how we do this. We want our circle to begin here and barely touch this edge here. It's going to be 2.3 millimeters. We cut that in half, so that's 1.5, 0.15, right? 2.3. 2.3 divided by 2. Yeah, 1.15. 1.15. Boom. We want it to end here to here. So now 1.15. And now we want it, it's going to be in between those two. Oops. There we go. So as you can see, our 10 millimeter mark is right here along that edge. And then this is coming up to our initial mark there. So that's where we want the hole to be. The strength of this thing is how wide? We'll say 8.25. Boom. See how thick that is? So that's one. Yay. All right, now we're going to measure from the edge of that circle over to here, and we have 71. And again, this is 8.25. So half of 8.25 is 4.125. So that's 8.25, and now we need the inside, which was 2.3. So this is 2.3. Now we need the opposite. The opposite should be the same, but we will double check these measurements. So in total, from the outer wall to the inside circle diameter is 17.42. So if I was to come here and grab this and do one of these, so it should be 17.42, which is, it's off by a fraction. If I do this, it's actually 17.5. Now let me double check it one more time. Second time measuring says 17.5. Always measure twice. Measure 4 times. Measure 1,000 times. I don't care, as long as it gets done right. So now, if that is correct and everything lines up, it is the exact same distance on the other side. So on the other side, I can come from the outside wall, measuring this line straight across outside wall and come in 17.5. Number lock upper stop. And then we're going to go ahead and make our circles. We're going to do 4.125, 4.125. Boom. And then 2.3. Boom. And then same thing on this side. Straight across. Straight. 17.5. 4.125. 2.3. Oops. Finish. And now we're going to go ahead and extrude. Grab that, 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 and that. Grab these two. These two. Grab that. And we're going to extrude it to here. And hit OK. We're that much closer. We just made these screw holes here. Little by little. You know, if I didn't see it myself with my own eyes, I would say that I didn't see with my own eyes, but I did see, so we're good. All right. Usually when I do live streams, after like the first hour mark, the PC starts freaking out. I've been here for 3 hours. I don't know how much it's lagging for you. What on my screens here when I'm trying to monitor them, even on like on my TikTok, it's freezing a lot. So if you're still watching on whatever platform you are on, let me know what the stream looks like to you and if it's lagging a lot. I'm not sure if that has to do with my PC or the internet with like bandwidth and all that, but I will have to figure it out. Um, what is next on the list? So we have our first holes, which are here. This is this side. Now I need the right side. Yeah. And we're going to measure the same way. We're going to measure from the outside wall to this, just 16. Project. Check this. Is there a different size on this side? On this side, I'm getting 17.2. Eight 8.4 is 2, no, 4.2. And then 4.2. And then like that. And then the inside should still be 2.3. Some don't look right. It's the other way around. There we go. Okay. Now we need to measure this distance. Just 74. Okay. And again, extrude this and this and this one and this one to here and hit OK. We're already looking good. So now we need to start cutting holes. Once I cut these holes, it's just a matter of figuring the hardest part out on this. This front end here that is broken. The way this mounts, this top portion here hooks on to the forklift. And then the bottom portion down here has screws that screw on to the forklift. For some reason, they broke those screws. I need to determine where, it's probably, the back side of this panel, I'll measure it all the way down. That's where I'm going to cut in to this, use this as spacing for the new brackets, make the new holes, and it should be done. But I think this is where I'm going to call it for the stream. I'm going to continue working on these things off stream. I will keep you guys posted on my socials with project updates on all these things. But until then, I really appreciate everybody who stopped by. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for tapping that screen on Insta, TikTok, whatever. Thanks for engaging. Thanks for chatting. If you could please watch me on Twitch instead of these. I'm begging you. On Twitch, if you guys watch me on Twitch, I actually earn ad revenue, which would be cool because if you're going to hang out with me, if you can sit through some ads, I get a little bit of currency from that, a couple cents here and there. But it makes all the difference if all of you guys watch me. If you tell your friends and your family to go watch me on Twitch so I can get some commercials, ad revenue, that would be dope. But if not, well, that's okay. I'm here. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.